I've been working on ways to hide things around the house and garage, and I wanted to hide things. Oh well, I like to hide them in plain view, and I thought this old paint can would make a perfect secret stash container. So yeah, this is it. You just cut off the bottom of the paint container. Obviously you need to clean it, and then add some PVC pipe and away you go. It's a pretty easy hack, I guess, but really efficient, because who's going to pick up this crappy old paint can? No one's going to even suspect. I did another one recently as well in this WD-40 can. It worked out really well as well, and again it's exactly virtually the same type of hack. Just cut the bottom off it and add some PVC pipe, and voila, you get a secret stash container you can use to hide your goodies in plain sight. So yeah, that's the WD-40 one. This YouTube clip will just go through how I did the paint hack, secret container. But yeah, the WD-40 one's pretty cool. I really like it. Someone mentioned in the Indestructible that, you know, if someone walks in, they might want to take a can of WD-40, but they're like $5 from a hardware store, so I doubt it. Anyhow, I know no one's going to want to take this crappy old can of paint, so that's why I decided to use that. So the PVC parts I'm using is just a screw cap and a screw coupling. You can see that the cap pretty much fits exactly in to the bottom. So it's a 90mm cap and a 90mm coupling. So the first thing you need to do is empty all the paint. Keep the paint because you can use that later. I'll show you where. And then next I just washed it out. So give it a good wash out. You don't have to do it spotless, but you don't want red paint everywhere or whatever colored paint you're using everywhere. So give it a good wash out, and then dry it. And then once you're done that, you're ready to cut the bottom off it. I used a Dremel with a cutting wheel on it. You could use an angle grinder for this part as well, but Dremel's a bit more delicate. Don't cut too close to the bottom lip. You want to give yourself a little bit of room, and once you cut through, just remove it. Just be careful there because it's sharp, very sharp edges. So yeah, because it's sharp, the best thing to do is just use a sander. I use a belt sander here just to clean up the edges. You could use a file as well. Be careful because it's seriously sharp. And then I just finished it off with some 400 grit sandpaper. You can see around the edges where I've hit the paint a bit on the can, but you can fix it up later. Yeah, now I'm just removing any sharp edges from the bottom of the can, just on a belt sander as well. Yeah, keep on going around till it's removed all the sharp edges and there's no bits of tin sticking out. And then the next thing to do is cut a hole in the lid. So just use a hole saw for that, but make sure it's held in properly. You can see mine's spinning off like a UFO. Then remove it, and then you just got to clean up the edges a bit. I just used a Dremel for that as well. Yeah, you can see it's a bit rough there. Just used a Dremel with a little sanding head on it. And then yeah, just keep on sanding and removing any of the excess plastic until it's smooth and there's no plastic burrs or anything around the edges. Once you've done that, you can see if it fits in the can. Obviously it's just slightly too big because of those little grip sections on the can, on the lid. So yeah, so in a minute we'll get rid of those, but in the meantime I decided to glue down the lid as well. You can just bang it into place if you want to, but I want to make it a kind of a permanent fit. Clean out the edges of the can as well from any old paint that you might have, and that will ensure the lid fits on well. You can see that I've just left the old bits of dry paint on there, just for effect really. You can take those off if you wanted to. So yeah, I sanded off those little grip parts, and then this is me trying to glue it into place, not too successfully really. I got glue everywhere, all over my hands and whatever else, but I got it in there in the end. Just push it down, make sure it's a firm fit. It just helps with securing into place, and wipe off any excess glue that you might have. The screw section should go about 5mm below the can, because once you screw it in and screw the bottom in, you want it a bit below the can. It just makes the fitment better. You can see me pushing it down here, and then continue just to wipe away any glue and let it dry. Next, fit the coupling inside. You can see that fits and screws in really well. And then this is kind of a tricky bit. You need to pull the coupling up just enough so it's touching the bottom of the can, bottom of the can of the lid. Then add a little bit of epoxy glue around the edges. You don't need tons, just a bit, so when you place it on the bottom of the can, as you see me doing in a minute, it will line up correctly. If you glue the coupling to the bottom of the can without doing this, then it could be off center and it won't fit straight, and it won't look like it hasn't been damaged or cut. So you want to do that, and then just put a weight on top of that just to keep everything in place, and let it dry for a good 20 minutes, half hour, and then unscrew it. Make sure that everything's lined up how you need it. The glue's a little bit soft still when I did this, but that was okay. And then if you're happy with it and it fits in there well, add a little bit more glue around the edges just to keep everything in place. Actually, when I glued this on, I tried to screw it in too tightly and it popped off. So if you do this, it's better to put some scratches into the bottom of the can, and gives something for the glue to bite into and grip better. I mean, I just re-glued it. It wasn't too big a deal, but yeah, just make sure you put some scratches in. Without the scratches or something for the glue to bite into, you can have some problems. So yeah, when I cut the can, I nicked the sides a little bit, and you can see that the tin was showing underneath the label of the can. So I added a little bit more red paint to the bottom just so it was disguised, and that's it. Oh, I actually added some PVC pipe to it as well and put just a cap on it. You don't have to add the cap, you don't have to add the bit of PVC pipe, but I just wanted a solid container inside. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Screw it on tight, and hopefully you have a pretty good finished product. Thanks a lot.